咁咧同大家咧係我哋講完傳道書啦。
We have finished the book of Ecclesiastes.
咁啊，希望能夠大家繼續去思想傳道書啊。
So we hope that you continue to study the book of Ecclesiastes.
咁有啲人就話傳道書好難明啦嚇，其實我覺得都唔係啊。
Some people say that it's hard to understand this book, but actually it's not.
咁但係咧，當然行出嚟咧有另外一個故事啦。
And of course, it's quite difficult to put it into action.
咁咧同大家去思想咧，同我哋嗰個主題吻合啲嘅咧，就係為神多行一里路。
So we're going to kind of focus on walk extra mile for God this morning.
我唔知道大家咧有冇遇見一個人啦嚇，佢咧係為你咧嚇做出咗佢自己嘅本分咧更加多嘅事咧。
Have you come across a person that he's willing to go extra mile for you?
唔知你有冇咧係俾一啲咁樣嘅人啦嚇，為你做咗一啲係多過你所想所求嘅，你佢本分嘅事而感到多過個慈愛啦，而感到呢個驚訝咧？
Or have you been kind of surprised by seeing someone willing to go extra mile for you?
喺呢個社會裏面咧，好少人啦嚇，去咧願行出咧係多過自己本分咧所要行嘅嘢嘅事。
And not many people willing to go extra mile for others.
特別咧喺呢個工作嘅環境上邊咧，作為打工仔啦嚇，如果你將你自己嗰個嘅係本分做得好咧，對老闆嚟講佢哋已經係好開心啦，何況仲要佢做一啲咧額外佢自己本身要做嘅嘢，就真係好難。
Especially for the employees, if they can fulfill their job descriptions, and the boss will already be pleased, and it's very hard for them to kind of go extra mile for the boss.
有啲人甚至到咧，你咁樣做一啲多過自己要做嘅嘢咧，其實係好愚蠢一件嘅事嚟啫。
Because some people think that if you go extra miles for someone, it's a foolish act.
唔知啱唔啱？我中國都有句説話就話：國家打掃門前雪啦，莫管他人打上霜，做自己人都算啦嚇。
Just like the Chinese saying that it's just okay to kind of wipe off the snow in front of your door. You don't have to care about others' frost on the roof.
對我哋基督徒嚟講咧，呢啲嘅説話，呢啲嘅想法又係咪啱嘅咧？
So is this kind of right kind of thought for our Christian walk?
神對我哋自稱為基督徒嘅我哋嘅期望咧，又係啲乜嘢咧？
And what is God's expectation on our Christian walk?
大家知道啦，我哋今年嘅主題咧就叫做為神多行一里路。
As we realize that the theme of our church this year is go for extra miles for God.
咁呢個題目咧就唔係話到我特別咧自己去創出嚟一個嘅題目。
Actually, it's not the title that we create.
而係神對我哋基督徒嘅一個嘅期望。
And actually it's God's expectation.
所以咧，我哋需要咧以呢個咁樣嘅目標咧，呢個嘅耶穌嘅期望咧成為我哋嘅目標。
And that's why we need to focus on Jesus' expectation.
咁當然呢個嘅題目淨係俾今年咧，其實係即係太短啦。一年咧其實都係好短嘅一個嘅主題。
So actually, if we only focus on this title just for in a year, it's not enough.
咁所以我打算咧出年咧，我哋都用翻呢個主題因為呢個咧係我哋一生一世要學嘅一個嘅功課。
And that's why we like to carry this title to the next year and actually for a whole life.
或者甚至問翻我哋又為呢個題目嚟講，有冇真係做到嗰個行一里路咧？
Or have we done an extra mile for God for the past year?
好啦，感謝神咧，就係咧，我喺聖經裏面終於揾到個人物咧，就係佢願意為神多行一里路。
And I found a Bible character that shows that he's willing to go extra mile for God.
就喺舊約裏面嘅一個嘅人物。
And it's in the Old Testament.
所以今日我哋早上我哋會睇一個嘅婦人。
And we're going to look into the life of a woman.
佢真係咧行出咗咧佢自己嗰個本分要做嘅事。
And she has go extra miles.
咁佢個名咧就係有Rebecca 啦。
And her name is Rebecca.
咁我有細個 Rebecca
And we have the youngest Rebecca with us.
咁咧佢後來咧唔係呢個 Rebecca 即係聖經裏面嗰個嘅 Rebecca 後來就成為咗以撒嘅妻子嘅一位女子。
And this biblical character Rebecca becomes the wife of Isaac.
首先讓我哋睇一睇關於佢呢個故事嘅內容。
And let's look into the content of the story.
話說亞伯拉罕就年紀老邁。
As we realize that Abraham's getting old.
撒拉都過死咗啦。
And Sarah has died.
咁以撒咧都年紀都去到成40歲啦。
And Isaac is around 40 years old.
咁喺呢個時候做父親嘅父母嘅咧就為呢個嘅仔咧娶唔到老婆咧就而擔心啦。
And of course, being a father is very about Isaac has no wife yet.
咁所以咧，佢就希望咧為佢自己嘅仔咧就安排一個嘅配婚一個對婚啊。
And that's why he would like to arrange a marriage for Isaac.
唔知咧可唔可以稱之為叫做相睇啦
It seems like they have a kind of like a blind, like a way to meet Isaac's Mrs. Right.
咁講到呢個配婚又好，即係介紹人識又都好啦。似乎咧即係睇翻呢個故仔咧，唔係我哋中國人嗰個嘅版權所有。
And it's not just what the Chinese custom has.
而咧呢種咁嘅安排形式咧，都係基於呢個嘅聖經嘅基礎。
And this kind of arrangement is quite biblical.
當然就好似雅各一樣，佢要去翻去佢自己嘅家鄉裏面去揾先得。
And just like
呢個嘅係係啦，雅各係冇錯，亞伯拉罕係我係亞伯拉罕就要係啦，要呢個嘅要佢僕人咧翻去家鄉揾先得。
And that's why Abraham would like his servant go back to his hometown, look for a wife for Isaac.
咁呢度代表咗一個嘅道理，一個嘅真理，就話到我哋需要有相同信仰嘅人，我哋先至能夠係成為呢個嘅係夫妻。
It implies that we need to have to find our spouse with the same belief.
咁即係換之用我哋現今基督徒嚟講，我哋一定需要咧係有呢個相信耶穌基督為救主嘅一個人，先至能夠成為你嘅配偶。
And just like in our modern time, that we Christians should find our spouse with the same faith.
所以保羅喺呢度亦有教導嘅，哥林多後書裏面就話：你哋信同埋唔信係唔配合㗎，應該唔可你兩個咁樣嘅話咧係唔可以同負一軛。
And that's why Paul in 2 Corinthians teaches us that we need to find our spouse with the same faith.
但當然啦，大家宗派都唔同嗰陣時候咧，同個摩門教啊，同嗰啲咩即係仲有咩又話見證啊，甚至嗰啲咩Seven Days Advance 嗰啲咧，好多咧其實都係變成嘅都係唔得啦。
And again, even with other cults, definitely is not.
因為咧你會變成好多個問題出嚟，所以咧為人父母嘅你哋咧，如果你哋想為兒女揀配偶嘅話咧，就希望咧就按照住呢個咁樣嘅道理去做啦。
So again, as parents, that we should follow this biblical principle to look for a spouse for our children.
甚至咩職位都唔緊要，最緊要佢係要係一個真正係一個信耶穌真正 born again Christian。
We don't have to care about their career. The important thing is like they are the faithful follower of Christ.
翻返以撒嗰個故事啦。
Let's go back to the story of Isaac.
但係亞伯拉罕就冇親自出馬去為自己嘅兒子係揀老婆。
Abraham did not go by himself, go back to his hometown.
咁佢就揾到佢自己嘅僕人咧去做呢件嘅事。
And he finds a servant to do it for him.
咁但係咧亞伯拉罕咧就要呢個嘅僕人咧親口同佢發誓喎。
And Abraham would like this servant to make a vow before God.
佢叫佢千祈唔好去到迦南嗰度咧，為佢自己嘅兒子咧揾妻子，要翻佢自己嘅本家本族裏面去揾。
And he instructs his servant not to go to Canaan to find a wife for his son. Instead, go back to his hometown.
就因為咁嗰陣時候，呢個僕人咧就係聽從呢個亞伯拉罕嗰個嘅吩咐咧，去翻呢個嘅係亞伯拉罕嘅本家裏面咧，去揾一個嘅係同佢嘅係以撒咧係揾一個嘅妻子。
And Abraham's servants are willing to follow Abraham's instructions and to take Isaac back to go back to his hometown to look for a wife for Isaac.
所以僕人呢個就開始起程，甚至都帶咗10匹嘅駱駝啦，好多個禮物啊、珠寶咁一齊去啦。
And this servant has brought with him 10 camels as well a lot of gifts along.
其實呢個僕人咧，佢所做嘅其實係一件非常之一件好難嘅差，一個苦差嚟嘅。
And actually, this is a very difficult task for this servant to carry it out.
佢唔單止要揾一個，亦係能夠可以說服到呢個女仔咧，離開咗佢自己嘅阿爸阿媽家鄉佢嘅朋友，獨自咁樣要跟住佢走翻去亞伯拉罕嘅家。
Not only he has to persuade this girl to be the wife of Isaac, that she has to leave her parents and her hometown and to go along with him to go to Abraham's place.
佢要甘心情願、山長水遠咁嘅去嫁一個咧，佢從未謀面嘅一個陌生男子。
and she has been willing to marry someone that she hadn't seen and also live far away.
所以呢個僕人嚟講，其實真係幾難做嘅一件嘅事嘅。
And so this is a difficult task for the servant.
亞伯拉罕嚟自呢個嘅哈蘭，
And Abraham comes from Aram.
而呢個拿鶴城咧喺附近嘅話咧，呢、個嘅僕人咧同佢嘅駱駝都要走呢個嘅435英里。
And and this city is in Nahor, and it's about 435 miles away from their home, from where he lived.
一頭嘅駱駝咧就平均要行25英里，
And the camel usually walks about 25 miles a day.
所以佢哋要行嘅路程可能都有成10幾日，差唔多17日咁多。
So it took this servant 17 days to reach there.
我哋當然亦唔知道呢個嘅僕人啦嚇，為咗要取得呢個新娘咧，祈禱過有幾多次。
We don't know how many times this servant has prayed for his task.
但係呢個嘅僕人竟然有咁樣嘅禱告。
Yet this is one of the prayer this servant has made.
佢祈禱就話啦，如果有一個女子咧嚇，如果佢向一個女子求一杯水飲嗰陣時候，
If you ask a lady for a cup of water,
佢又願意咧，唔單止俾水佢飲，仲要係俾得多過佢自己所想所求，即係嗰個僕人所想所求，照樣咁做嘅話咧，
if she's willing to give him a cup of water and more than what he expects,
就係話到願意俾埋佢啲駱駝飲埋水嘅話咧，
it means she's willing to also give water to his camels.
呢個女仔咧就一定嗰個女仔就係咧神為以撒，即係佢自己主人咧亞伯拉罕所預備嘅妻子啦。
And this would be the girl that God has arranged for Isaac.
呢個禱告真係好厲害。
And this is quite an important prayer.
即係或者俾啲難處，可能俾啲難處俾神啊，所以佢對神嘅信心咧係好大，先能夠求得出咁樣嘅説話，係咪？
And he seems to have a great faith in God before he can make this kind of request.
按照中東嘅文化嚟講，
According to the culture in the Middle East,
當你問人哋攞一杯水嗰陣時候，水飲嗰陣時候，
when you ask someone for a cup of water,
嗰個人就必定會俾水你飲，
and that person will give it to you,
但就唔一定咧就要俾埋你啲駱駝飲喎，點解要俾埋佢飲啊？
but he might not give extra water to your animals, to your camels.
就當呢個嘅僕人祈完禱之後，
And after his prayer,
呢個嘅利百加竟然就去到佢嘅旁邊咧，就將水咧去到呢個嘅剛剛就去到呢個井邊咧，就將水咧係放喺嗰個佢個壺度啦，個瓶子度啦。
and Rebecca was at the well and she's filling her jar with water.
咁咧就跟住咧裝滿水之後咧，以謝就趕快咧，就好似同佢打招呼咁樣咧，就向佢求一杯水啦。
And Elijah just approached him and asked her for water.
咁其實咧咁樣啲，但係其實你可以講話聖經裏面講嗰陣時候咧，靈嘅裝嘅時候，好似似乎佢去到個地方，去到嗰度見到好多個女仔喺度斟水飲，斟水。
And apparently he has seen a lot of girls try to get water from the well.
佢就即係總之望見之後咧，佢都冇話俾問邊個點話邊個肯俾水我飲㗎咁樣。
He seems to just ask this group of ladies for water.
既然有一個咧就唔係你望我望你你做啦係咪？到佢一個即刻就舉手啦，我等我嚟，我俾水你飲，似乎係咁樣，即係好似佢似乎嗰個咧係即係嗰個女子係專登咁樣咧，去為佢做呢樣嘢添嘅。
And then there's one special girl willing to give him a cup of water.
咁利百加就跟住就話啦，主人可以嘅冇問題。跟住咧佢就將一啲嘅水俾咗整完之後咧，就俾啲水咧俾佢飲啦。
And Rebecca said, "No problems, Master. I'm willing to give you a cup of water."
當佢俾水俾嗰個僕人飲完之後，佢甚至都咁樣講添。
And after she hand him a cup of water, she also say,
即係或者個僕人都冇問啊，佢嗰個女仔就咁講㗎。喂，我都可以俾埋啲水俾呢啲駱駝飲㗎喎。
So without asking by the servant, this lady also says, she's willing to give water to his camels.
甚至都等佢哋飲，等啲駱駝飲完，我先至唔俾，即係停止嘅啫。
So she said that she's willing to give water to make sure that all the camels have their thirst being quenched.
所以佢就走到呢個井邊裏面，再加啲水咁啊，俾呢個駱駝飲啦。
So she keep on getting water out of the well and to give it to the
咁
camels.
睇下聖經裏面形容呢個僕人就話一睇見佢嗰陣時候咧，就定睛看住嗰時候，即係見到嗰個利百加咁嗰時候，佢一句説話都唔知，即係好愕然，唔知講啲乜嘢好。
So this servant was kind of surprised to see the action of Rebecca.
點解佢咁震驚咧？
Why he was so shocked?
當然啦，曾聽佢啲咁樣嘅祈禱，佢都聽到咁 specific 咁樣嘅 answer 佢嗰個祈禱，其實即係都係令佢好震驚一件嘅事。
And of course, God answered his prayers in a specific way.
由於佢其實另一樣就話由於佢震驚呢個嘅女子，竟然就真係做得多過佢自己所希望佢所做嘅一啲嘅嘢。
And he was surprised to see this lady is doing an extra mile for what he expected.
你可以問啦，俾水俾佢飲同俾駱駝咧有水飲嘅有幾難啫？
And you might ask, I mean, it's not that difficult to give him water as well as give water to the
但係我
camels.
忘記嗰陣時候咪開個水龍頭肥啲水出嚟，咁就可以拎佢俾人飲咁簡單。
So don't forget, it's not that easy as we get water nowadays from our tap.
佢要去到呢個井邊裏面不斷咁樣嘅打水先至得嘅。
She has to go to the well and get water out of the well.
唔知大家知唔知道每一頭嘅係口乾嘅駱駝可以飲20至到30加侖嘅水。
And do you know that for thirsty camels that he can drink 20 to 30 cups, 20 to 30 gallons of water.
所以你咁樣，佢有10個駱駝嗰陣時候，你可以講話佢用幾耐嘅時間先至能夠將啲駱駝俾晒佢哋飲得咁，即係飲得佢唔頸渴咧？
So Elisha has 10 camels, so you can see how many gallons of water that Rebecca has to get out of the well.
冇忘記喎，呢班唔係得一個女子喺度打井水喎，有好多個女子喺度打緊井水，即係你唔好霸晒佢先得㗎，呢度輪住嚟先得㗎嘛。
And remember that she's not the only one to get water out of the well. There's a lot of ladies there, so she has to wait in line.
所以你計一計，每10分鐘佢俾10頭個駱駝飲20至30加侖水嗰陣時候，要幾多時間咧？
So if she has to spend 10 minutes for each camels, you can see how long she has to spend to water all the camels.
一個咁樣嘅飲，直至到咩啊？佢哋飲完為止，差唔多可能幾個鐘頭，甚至到成晚都得啊！
And it takes a few hours, even a whole night.
但係呢位嘅利百加竟然完全嘅喺呢個嘅係時間裏面，好甘心情願咁樣嘅投入去服侍一個咁樣嘅陌生人。
But this Rebecca is willing to serve a stranger.
佢做多咗嗰個人別人所要求佢所做嘅嘢。
She have done more than this servant had asked.
佢充其量，我哋充其量可能有咩？向呢個陌生人打下招呼。
So for us, we might just greet this stranger.
世界有幾多人會喺咁炎熱嘅天氣裏面要我做到成身汗咁樣？邊有咁嘅人㗎？
So it's hard for us to encounter someone that willing to work hard for us in this hot sun.
或者可能你都會俾啲水佢飲。
Or you might be willing to give a cup of water to a stranger.
最大方啲，嗱呢度有個壺啊，你自己去攞水飲啦。
Or they can tell him that there is a jar, you can get water out of the well.
點會有人竟然花2小時，甚至到去到成個晚上都願意去服侍一個唔認識佢嘅人？
It's hard to find someone that willing to serve a stranger for the whole night.
你幫到呢個人，聽日有可能唔見咗，你幫佢做乜啫？
And even though you may think, if I serve this stranger, I may not see him again.
甚至你要我做一啲更加額外要我做嘅嘢，唔得啩，唔係唔好啩？
And of course, it's not worthwhile to do an extra thing for this person.
通常嚟講，為別人做多過所要求嘅，唔係一定為別人咧多過佢哋做多過佢哋要求嘅，一定唔會係我哋所想嘅。
And of course, no one would like to do extra for someone what he's asking.
甚至到係做咗出嚟冇回報，我點會去做呢樣咁蠢嘅事咧？
Especially when there's no reward, then we will not do this foolish act.
咁甚至到我哋可能都要咩啊？係要即係好似我所講話，即係你為咗回報咧，咁我可能都會考慮下。
And quite often we ask for something in return, then we might think of doing it.
甚至我哋做嗰陣時候係得過且過，總之搞掂就算啦，冇要求咁多啦。
And quite often we will not take it so seriously. We just do the job, as long as get it done, that's okay.
咁喺登山寶訓裏面，耶穌都咁樣講過。
And this is what Jesus once taught us at the Sermon on the Mount.
佢話你哋嘅義若不勝過文士同埋法利賽人嘅義。
So again, that if our righteousness does not exceed those of the Pharisees,
你係唔配進呢個天國。
they will not be able to go into the kingdom of God.
咁啊，呢個義就耶穌基督嘅義啦嚇，都係啦。
And of course, this righteousness comes from Jesus' righteousness.
佢嘅意思亦係話到，除非你係多行一點、多做一點、多行一點路嘅話，除非你係願意咁樣超過你自己做本分要做嘅事嘅話。
It means like as long as we're willing to go beyond our role.
除非你願意嘅係去行多過人哋俾錢俾你行，仲要行多啲嘅嘢嘅話。
And again, you're willing to go extra miles for someone that he has requested.
甚至到有人逼你去做一樣，你都願意為佢去做嘅話。
And even someone has forced you to do so, that you're willing to do it.
除非你整個生命啊、整個嘅靈魂啊，同埋整個嘅人啊，都超過法利賽人文士所做嘅事嘅話，否則你係唔能夠進入呢個嘅天國。
Unless your whole being is willing to go extra mile and do more than what the Pharisees has done, otherwise you won't be able to go in the kingdom of God.
耶穌唔單止提出呢個嘅係 principle， 呢個嘅係原則，
Not only Jesus Christ gave out this principle,
佢甚至到舉出咗一啲嘅例子出嚟。
he also lists some kind of examples.
佢大家都知道啦，佢話如果有人打你嘅面嘅話，你應該點樣做啊？
If someone has hit your cheek, what should you do?
佢就話啦，連你左面咧，話打你左面俾右啦，再打右面俾左啦，俾佢打埋啦。
If someone hit your right cheek, then of course let him hit your left as well.
如果有人想攞你啲內衣嘅話，你點做啊？
So if someone would like to take your clothes,
內衣你都俾埋佢啦。
and you even give him the inner clothing.
咁樣難道一個自私自利嘅羅馬兵走嚟問我，要我逼我咧，佢哋行帶呢個嘅係將佢啲重型嘅呢個器具行1里路嘅話，
And if a Roman soldier asks you to carry his weapon for him for a mile,
而當你行完第1里路之後，
after you finish that 1 mile,
佢就話你跟住你同佢咁講啦，
then you can say to him,
我好願意啦，為你行埋另外1里路㗎。
I'm willing to carry for another mile.
假設如果你係一個羅馬兵，
If you are the Roman soldier,
你去問一個任何嘅猶太人裏面，問一個任何一個猶太人，
if you ask any of the Jews
就命令佢為你去帶佢自己嘅行李行多1里路嘅話，
and order him to carry your luggage, go an mile.
當然你唔會係有選擇嘅餘地。
And of course, the Jews has no choice.
因為按照羅馬嘅律法咧，猶太人咧，羅馬兵你問你嗰陣時候，猶太人必定要為你行1里路㗎啦。
Because according to the Roman laws, the Jews has to fulfill the requests of the Roman
呢
soldiers.
個係無可置疑一件嘅事。
And again, they could not deny it.
命運總是如此。
And this is their fate.
即係你唔做，有啲你都要去做㗎啦。
Even though they're not willing to do so, they have to do it.
你願唔願意做都好，你都係欠咗佢呢行呢1里路。
So whether you're willing to do so, that you have obligation to do it.
呢個係你嘅本分。
This is your role.
倘若有一個敵人啊，你嘅敵人嚟到你嗰度，命令你去行，為佢行嗰呢里路嘅話，又點啊？
So if your enemy comes and requests you to go a mile for him, what will you do?
即係換之你唔中意嘅嘢啦嚇，因此你就會咁樣因此咧你就開始咧咁樣做啦。當你行完1里路之後咧，你就放低你嘅行李話，我應行嘅已經行完啦，我係翻屋企啦，拜拜。
And of course, you're not willing to do so, yet upon that command that you do it for him, after you finish the mile, and you say to him that I've done my job.
咁又可唔可以啊？
Could you say so?
啱唔啱咧？咁樣
Is it right to do so?
耶穌嘅教導就係啦，
But according to Jesus' teaching,
俾佢一個驚喜，
and give him a surprise,
主動嘅願意為佢行多1里路，
and take the initiative to go an extra mile for him.
講得做你就做呢樣嘢出嚟。
So you not only say it, but carry it out.
唔知大家明唔明白個道理？就話到第1里路你係欠佢嘅，
So of course, the first mile, that it seems like you owe him to do it.
因為我哋嘅本分嚟嘅。
This is our role,
你冇選擇嘅餘地去唔做呢樣嘅嘢。
and we have no choice not to do it.
至於第2里路又點啊？
But for the second mile,
睇邊個人啊？係咪？
then it depends on
睇
who
你
the
係邊個
person
人
is,
啦，係咪？
whether it's our enemy or not,
你咪中意我㗎啦，
whether he liked us or not.
唔係咁樣。佢話無論點都好，第2里路你都係欠佢嘅。
But you said no matter what,
所以你欠你自己嘅。
that the second mile is the one that we owe to ourselves.
而做唔做係完全係在乎我哋自己喺我哋自己嘅手裏邊。
It's entirely up to us to do it or not.
耶穌都話睇你就願唔願意喺你嘅身上發出咗耶穌嘅光芒，而去為做呢個第二里路啦。
And just remind us, it's up to us whether we're willing to shine for Jesus.
耶穌曾經講過基督徒同基督徒嘅分別係啲乜嘢？
And Jesus wants to teach us about the difference between a Christian and a non-Christian.
基督徒嗰個分別同基督徒分別就係話到，基督徒分別就話基督徒係在於佢能夠願意嘅行多一里路。
And Christian is willing to go an extra mile for others.
我哋下次就會睇下真係嗰段經文點樣啦嚇。以至有人就會咁樣講，你行咗一里路之後，以至有人就同你講啦。
Then after you finish the extra mile, someone will say to you,
點解你會咁願意為我做呢樣嘢嘅？
why are you so willing to do it, to do extra things for me?
點解你會咁樣做嘅？
Why will you do it?
而呢個就係耶穌所講嗰個重點，嗰點就係呢度啦。
And this is the most important point that Jesus would like us to focus on.
surprise 佢，
Surprise that person
做多過你要做嘅。
and do extra things for others.
呢個就係葉海話利百加佢自己嗰個人生所做嘅一樣嘢。
And this is what Rebecca has done for this servant.
佢冇叫佢要求佢，總之佢自己咁講，佢就做到十足做出嚟。
And not only fulfill the request of the servant, she go an extra mile for him as well.
就我哋姊妹，我哋今年嘅主題就係差唔多完啦，為神多行一里路，
And again, to this year's theme is to go extra mile for God.
亦係利百加裏面嘅兩里路嘅哲學思想啦。
And it's also the philosophy for Rebecca to carry it out is to go extra mile for others.
用佢嘅説話去形容嘅話，
And if we use the words that she used,
我再為你嘅駱駝打水。
I'm willing to feed your camels with water.
當佢利百加講呢句嘅説話，你睇佢整個，即係覺得好似整個人嗰啲靈魂啊，每一部分啊，都係標徵着一種咧充滿美麗嘅女子。
So the whole being, the action reflects she's a very beautiful lady.
所以諗翻，如果我哋基督徒如果係咁樣嘅話，
So if we Christians are like that,
心存着行兩里路、行多一里路啦，或者行兩里路嘅哲學思想嘅話，
if we are willing to go the 2 miles in our life philosophy,
喺我哋工作裏邊，
in our job,
喺我哋學校咧、
in our school,
家庭裏面出現嘅話，
in our family,
我哋嘅僱主、
then even though our
老
boss,
師、
our teacher,
朋友、
our friends,
家裏嘅成員必定會咧就睇下點解你會去教會啦。
and our family members will also like to surprise to see why we go to church.
因為咧，你翻到教會之後咧，你能夠為人行多一里路。
Because after we learn the teaching from the church, they're willing to go extra mile for
佢
others.
哋會見到一個唔係單止講道理嘅人，
Not only they can see someone know how to preach the truth of God,
而係一個願意付出嘅人，
but willing to offer someone to the job,
滿有憐憫心嘅人，
and also full of compassion,
並願意咧委身俾信神嘅人嘅人。
and willing to commit their life to help others.
如果間教會亦係咁樣做，唔計較行呢個兩里路嘅哲學思想嘅話，
If the whole church would like to carry this 2-mile philosophy,
唔係講有行動支持嘅話，
not only preach but in their action,
你估呢間教會神祝唔祝福咧？
do you think that God will bless this church?
一間教會有咁樣嘅信徒，神會唔祝福咁樣嘅教會同埋當中嘅信徒咧？
If the Christians in this church willing to carry out this 2-mile philosophy, I'm sure God will bless it.
咁樣我哋去睇翻，即係講完呢個嗱，其實主要嗰個信息就係咁簡單。我哋Rebecca就有呢個行兩里路嘅哲學思想。
So again, this message is very simple, that Rebecca has this 2-mile philosophy in her life.
亦係耶穌所要求我哋咁樣做。
This is what Jesus would like us to do.
咁我就講啦，好簡單，就講翻有4點啦，提示咧，我哋點樣嘅行出呢個嘅兩里路嘅哲學思想啦。
So I'd like to list 4 important points for us to put into action.
首先，我哋要面對我哋嘅人性嗰個嘅事實。
First, we have to know our true nature.
人總係勝唔過自己嗰種嘅堅持性。
And again, it's very hard for us to overcome our resistance.
一件事就算幾咁美好都好，
No matter how beautiful the job is,
當做得長久嗰陣時候，係咁做嗰陣時候，始終咧都會變得好似係常規啦，同埋好似被逼咁樣做。
and as we keep on doing it time in and time out, then we feel that we are being obligated to do so.
當開始做嗰陣時候，我哋非常之興奮啦，同埋感興趣，係咪？
In the beginning, we feel so excited to carry it out.
幫人一次一日當然冇問題，
And after we help others in the beginning that's okay.
第二日、第二次都 OK 嘅。
Then the second time, then it seems to be okay as well.
第三日、第四日、第五、第六日又點樣呢？
But how about on the third and the fourth day, what will happen to you?
你咁煩㗎？
Then you might say that that person is so annoying.
第一里路可以，
1 mile is okay.
跟住就變得咧有一種咩劣性啊，或者雜亂啊，最後就求求其其咁做啦。
Then after you do it in a continuous, you do it continuously, and you feel so confused,
跟住咧就求其其咁就做完佢就算啦。
then you will not take it so seriously.
點樣先能夠可以喺第二里路裏面揾翻第一里路嗰種嘅興奮同埋感興趣呢？
How do we continue to carry out our second miles with the same kind of excitement that we had in the first mile?
我哋成日都中意講話 encourage 啊嘛，係咪？
And we'd like to talk about encouragement.
咁所以咧，我哋需要鼓舞下自己啦。
We have to encourage ourselves.
你點樣鼓舞自己呢？
How to encourage ourselves?
無論行第二里路嘅心情點樣都好，你要俾自己知道咧，你想放棄都好。
No matter what kind of mood you are in when you go to the second miles, don't give up.
你要鼓勵自己，俾自己知道就話你嘅獎賞喺邊度嚟。
And you have to remind yourself where your reward comes from.
有一日耶穌會同你咁樣講。
And one day, Jesus will say to you
好，你有這良善又忠心嘅僕人。
that you are a good and faithful servant.
耶穌曾經講過啦，除咗耶穌之外，仲有邊個良善嘅？
And Jesus once said that other than Jesus, there's no good
耶穌而
one.
家你又講話我咁做，你又話我良善，咁即係點樣咧？
But now Jesus comment us being good.
即係意思係咪你有耶穌嘅心腸？
That means like we have the same attitude as Jesus.
你有耶穌嘅心腸嘅話，你有忠心嘅話，你真係必定得到神嗰種嘅讚賞。
So with the same mentality as Jesus, and we will earn the praise from Him.
所以嗰個讚賞係除咗嚟自耶穌嗰度。
So the praise comes directly from Jesus.
除咗耶穌嘅讚賞之後，我自己覺得啦，我就唔需要咩任何人讚賞我，唔需要喺人哋裏面留啲咩嘅好印象嘅。
So other than Jesus' praise, we do not need to earn others praise from anyone.
如果相反嚟講，你想得到人嘅讚賞，多謝你嘅話咧，咁你好失望都得。
On the contrary, if you would like to earn the praise from others, you might be disappointed.
你不妨嘅問下自己，
Then you have to ask yourself,
我咁樣做，神會唔會因為我咁樣做而感到自豪呢？
so if I'm willing to go an extra for others, would God be proud of me?
因為我俾人唔單止佢，同埋佢係飲咗呢個駱駝嘅水。
Not only I give him a cup of water, but also give water to his camels.
所以我哋討神嘅喜悅，唔係討人嘅歡心。
So remember, we only to do things to please God, not to please others.
所以你要鼓勵自己，你用呢種嘅思想去鼓勵你自己，
So you have to use this mentality to encourage
去
yourselves,
推動自己繼續咁樣嘅行呢個嘅第二里路。
to motivate you to go an extra mile for
當然
others.
你可以休息一陣嘅，
Of course, you could have a chance to rest,
跟住休息完之後再行多啲第二里路。
but after rest, then you can go the second mile.
呢一件事關於利百加嘅就話到喺21節裏面，我哋睇到一個嘅字眼就叫做跑道呢個嘅字眼。
And then in verse 21, we can, verse 20, we can see the word. Oh, okay. So we can see the word ran back.
呢個字話俾我聽，呢、個嘅利百加嘅動作係跑到去呢個旁邊裏面攞水俾駱駝飲嘅。
So in her action is that she ran back to the well to get water for the camels.
希伯來文嘅意思就話到趕緊。
And then according to the Hebrew context, that means she's still in a hurry.
飛跑
That means she's really running.
或者追逐或者迅速咁嘅意思。
That means she's doing it very swiftly.
大家有冇睇到？大家睇唔睇到話呢個字令到我都有感覺嘅係震驚。
And also her action shocked us.
佢點解要跑啫？
Why does she have to run?
因為好似似乎佢跑嗰時佢好緊張，佢將佢自己嘅心都放咗喺呢件嘅事上邊，咁緊張去做呢樣嘢，所以佢跑到唔好啦，唔好遲啦，快啲啦，快啲啦。
It seems that she takes her job so seriously that she would like to do it well.
我相信喺呢個時刻裏面，佢係一心一意咁樣嘅去成就神，成為咧呢個嘅神嘅僕人，一個咁樣嘅心，我作為神嘅去做呢樣嘢。
I'm sure that she's willing to this job just for God.
仲有就話到佢想嘅咩啊？想為呢個唔單止疲倦嘅人，有口渴嘅人飲水，仲要趕上嘅為佢駱駝，為佢自己獻出更多嘅水。
Not only she satisfied the thirst of the servants, she also want to satisfy the thirst of the camels, and do it in a quick way.
所以喺呢度我睇到啲咩意思咧？
And what could we learn from
就係
her?
第二個嘅提示。
And this is the second reminder.
你要趕緊，你要咩？用你嘅笑容帶出你嘅水出嚟，
And again, we have to bring out our water with a smile
用笑容嘅行出你第二里路。
and use our smile to go that second
但
mile.
係你就千祈唔好學法利賽人嗰個咁樣嘅咁中意咧係演自己啲嘢出嚟喎。
But again, do not learn from the Pharisees just to show off.
佢哋就故意咁樣嘅係做到好慘咁樣咧行呢第二里路。
And the Pharisees deliberately to carry the second miles in a harsh way.
我哋就話你要用一個充滿着愛同埋願意嘅精神行出呢個利百加嘅二里路嘅哲學思想。
But for us, we're willing to carry this 2-mile life philosophy from Rebecca with love
我願意。
and unwillingness.
我哋要用咁樣嘅係去行出呢個第二里路。
So this is our right mentality to carry our second miles.
咁當然啦，對我自己嚟講，有時我唔需要俾人知嘅，係咪？
And again, we don't need to let people know about it.
不過你叫佢上佢話都冇問題，但問題就話到以一個謙卑嘅心彰顯你自己種笑容出嚟。
And again, we have to do it with humility and also with a smile.
第三個提示就係用一個誠懇嘅心去行出嚟。
And the third reminder is we have to do it with honesty
我用聽
or integrity.
誠懇啊，真誠用真誠嘅行出嚟啊！當我哋為朋友或者喺工作或者上嘅行出第二里路嗰陣時候，
And again, when we try to do the second mile for our friends,
或者係咁做，我哋需要有行出一個有質素嘅第二里路，
and then we have to do it with the right quality,
而唔係一種好散漫嘅，
and not just to do it in a lazy way,
或者話最後先做都未遲。
or we put it last.
而係願意嘅係我哋願意嘅自願咁樣去做呢樣嘅嘢，開心咁做呢樣嘅嘢。
But be willing to do so with joy.
再當我哋喺教會裏邊侍奉嗰陣時候，
As we serve our Lord in church,
我哋千祈就唔好得過且過啦，
and again, not to take it lightly,
或者只係完成少量嘅工作就算數嘅，做少少得㗎啦。
or just do portion of it.
隨便嘅將工作完成，或者即係隨便完成佢咧，甚至到咩有人會做邊個會做在乎你，即係我做成點樣，邊個理得咁多啊？
Or we think that no one will notice what we have done.
無論你為聖餐預備又好，
Whether you prepare for our Holy Communion,
清潔教會、
whether you clean the church,
服侍肢體、
or serve our members,
剪土或者剷樹、
whether you mow the lawn or have snow shoveling,
講道帶領查經，
or you preach or lead the Bible study.
我哋要用真誠嘅去準備。
And again, we do it with integrity.
即係準備你幾時準備，可能嗰晚先準備㗎嘛，即係你自己先知啦。
That means it's up to us, and again, only we know how long we spend on the preparation.
而我哋真係用真誠緊張咁樣將呢件事去完成出嚟。
And again, we have to show it we care for our service of God.
即係用 integrity 去做呢樣嘢。
So again, with integrity.
點解？因為我哋侍奉嘅對象係神，
Why? Because the one we serve is God.
而係佢希望我哋咁樣做。
And this is what God expects us to do so.
第四，
The fourth reminder is
我想提醒大家，對耶穌曾經咁樣講過咁樣嘅説話。
Jesus once said,
你們呢個嘅路加福音6章38節，6章38節。路加福音6章38節，耶穌咁樣講過：你們要給人，就必有給你們的。並且用十足的升斗連搖帶按，上尖下流的倒在你們懷裏，因為你們用什麼量器量給人，也必用什麼量器量給你們。
so from Luke chapter 6, verse 38, give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you.
當我睇翻呢個利百加，
As we go back to Rebecca,
我相信當佢去為人行出第二里路嗰陣時候，
I'm sure when she's willing to go an extra mile for
佢
others,
係完全唔理後果，或者佢唔理個後果會係點，佢唔知道個後果會係點樣。
she does not know the consequence.
佢實行嘅就係自己心裏面嗰種嘅兩里路哲學思想。
She only carried out her own 2-mile philosophy.
但係竟然呢個嘅自己嗰個兩里路哲學思想，竟然就影響咗佢自己嘅一生。
And with her 2-mile life philosophy, it affects her whole life.
由於佢行呢個嘅第二里路，
Because she's willing to carry out the second
喺
mile,
佢命運裏面就寫下咗成為咗耶穌基督一位彌賽亞嘅祖母。
and she becomes the great-great-great-grandmother of our Messiah, Jesus
佢
Christ.
發夢都估唔到。
And of course, it's beyond her expectation.
原來佢所做嘅付出嘅，雖然可能冇人知道，但係佢影響咗佢自己一生嘅原來。
And what she had done, she does not know that you affect her whole life.
甚至唔淨係影響自己，影響咗全世界嘅人。
Not only that it affects her life, it also affects the whole world.
你諗一諗，當佢所講出呢句嘅説話，即係我為你個駱駝俾啲駱駝飲水嗰陣時候，佢就同喺呢個時刻裏面就同神嗰個拯救大計裏面連上咗關係啦。
So when she say that she was willing to also feed the camels with water, that means like now from that time on, she becomes part of God's salvation plan.
佢成就咗你同我有份嘅呢個神嘅救恩拯救大恩。
And again, she also becomes a member to fulfill God's salvation plan to save us.
我相信利百加忙咗成日。
I'm sure Rebecca was very busy the whole day,
打咗成200-300加侖嘅水。
and she had drawn 200 to 300 gallons of water,
呢啲咁樣竟然就變成一個驚訝，
and all her action becomes an awe,
好有意義，
very meaningful.
同埋充滿着美麗一個嘅獎賞。
And again, it comes out to be a very beautiful reward.
大家仲記得我喺傳道書裏面有一章都講到，我哋需要冒險。
And again, one of the author in the book of Ecclesiastes tells us we have to take our risk.
即係唔好計得咁多，總之做咗先算啦。
That means don't count our cost, just do it.
而利百加就係咁樣，有呢種嘅冒險精神。
And again, Rebecca is ready to take the risk.
佢因為咁嗰陣時候，佢整個人生就改變晒。
And because of taking the risk, her whole life has
而
changed.
呢個就係整個故事嗰個精髓嘅所在。
And this is the important point in her life.
佢所做嘅事嗰陣時候，佢做呢件事嗰陣時候，佢完全唔知道原來嘅結果會係咁樣。
When she did her job, she does not know the outcome,
但係佢仍然都係咁樣去做。
but she's willing to do it.
耶穌曾經咁樣記載話，耶穌曾經咁講過。
She once said,
耶穌喺審判嗰陣時候，嗰啲羊就可能會問佢啦。
and then in her final judgment, the sheep and the goats, Jesus' sheep will ask him,
佢話主啊，我幾時為你俾過你啲水你飲㗎？
so when have I given you water to drink?
我亦唔知道我幾時咧為俾你飲過水，我為你咧醫治過你嘅傷口
I do not know when I'll heal your wound.
喎。點解你話我幫過你咁樣㗎？
How come you will say that I have helped you before?
耶穌就話當然冇啦。
And Jesus said, of course not.
而關鍵就喺呢一度。
But the point is,
當你為我耶穌嘅緣故為別人行多一里路嗰陣時候，你就已經做咗喺我嘅身上㗎。
so when you're willing to go an extra mile for others, actually you're serving me.
而呢個就係我哋將來嘅獎賞。
And this is our reward.
喺未來嘅日子裏面，有一份嘅獎賞為你我而預備咗。不過我哋唔知係咩。
And this reward has already prepared for us in the future. We don't know what that is.
我哋弟兄姊妹，
So brothers and sisters,
今年嘅主題就為神多行一里路。
and again the theme for our church this year is to go extra mile for God.
其實咧，我都係定呢個題目嗰陣時候，都係希望能夠彼此鼓勵咧，去為神多做一啲嘅嘢。
I'd like to encourage each other to do extra things for God.
有陣時我哋都發現到，我哋基督徒做咗基督徒咁耐，我為神嘅做已經做夠啦，我本分我都做埋啦已經。
And being Christian for many years, we thought that we have already fulfilled our duties.
我又曾經翻過教會係咪？有時叫我去街我都唔去，我都翻教會崇拜嘅。
And I often attend the Sunday service
我有啲唔係好似其他人，我就守奉獻㗎，
and also give tithe offerings
我又去探訪㗎，
and also to make visitations.
我問心無愧咯已經。
And I don't think I will be being ashamed of what I've done.
所以我哋用一廣東話啫，我對得神住啦。
And it means like I have fulfilled my duty before
當
God.
然你咁樣做，你真係盡咗你自己做，我哋做基督徒真係做咗啦，真係啱做咗啦。
It seems to be true that we fulfill our duty as Christians.
你真係問心無愧嘅。
And again, you are not ashamed of what you
喺
have
神
done.
嘅面前，我哋無愧嘅。
And again, we have no shame
但係呢
before
個
God.
係咪耶穌俾我哋嗰個定界限、嗰個定界線咧？
But this is the demarcation that Jesus had laid down for us.
即係換之，個第二里路你唔係真係一定要行嘅，
And that means like the extra mile, we don't need to do it.
係你自願性質行唔行嘅啫。
It's up to our own choice
所以
whether
你
we
嘅
need to do
本
so.
分已經做晒啦。
It's true that we have fulfilled our obligations,
但係你似乎耶穌對我哋嘅期望唔係咁樣。
but this is not what Jesus expects us.
佢希望我哋能夠愛嘅行多，自願咁樣願意行多一里路，
He wants us to go extra mile for
即
Him.
係超出咗我哋基督徒嘅本分。
And again, do things beyond our obligation.
所以我基督徒我話我問心無愧，我搞掂啦，冇問題嘅，我上得天堂。冇錯，你真係你上得，不過神希望我哋做多更多一啲嘢啫。
And even though that we already have the free ticket to heaven, yet God still wants us to do extra things for Him.
因為佢都講啦，你嘅義若不勝過文士同埋法利賽人嘅義，斷不能進天國。都幾硬嘅呢樣嘢。
And again, Jesus said that if our righteousness are not do not exceed those of the Pharisees and teachers of the law, we will not be able to go to heaven.
即係令神開心係超過咩本分額外嘅事所做得到出嚟。
And again, please to God far exceeds our obligation as
而
Christians.
呢個功課唔係淨係今年、去年或者幾多年，而係我哋人生整個基督徒人生要學嘅一個嘅行多一里路嘅哲學思想。
And this lesson need to be learned throughout the whole life. Again, is to carry out this 2-mile life philosophy.
咁其實我有個例子嘅，不過我個例子都好簡單，因為其實想明白到點為之，我額外做一啲，我哋用奉獻嗰個例子其實唔同工，即係我唔係特登講奉獻啊。
So again, I'd like to use the example of offering just to bring out this point.
假設如果你揾到即係賺到錢揾到74個1毫嗰陣274個1毫子嗰陣，你奉獻幾多錢咧？
So you have earned 274 coins.
274個1。
So if you have earned $27.41,
你奉獻幾多咧？
so how much are you going to offer to God?
即係有點撳計算機啦，即係我都唔知點撳1/10出嚟喎。
So it's 10% of it.
跟住唔緊要，我奉獻咩？話即係多啲奉獻呢個，我話200幾啊包先係打到話，咁咧就270幾，我就諗住一半30蚊都得啦。
Also, you earn 274
1毫。
and dollars and 10 cents. Then the 10%,
幾多？
how much is 10%?
27個4毫。幾多？
So it's $27.41.
你真係咁樣定或者你嗰先有佢咧27蚊算啦，你還是俾個30蚊咧？
Or you just give $27 or $30.
呢個就係額外本身嗰個本分要做嘅呢個行義理路嘅哲學思想。
So again, it's entirely up to our 2-mile life philosophy. So which one is the one we're going to give to God?
低頭我哋祈禱。
Let's bow our head and pray.
天父，我哋多謝你，因為即係我哋係知道你嘅心意係想我哋真係嘅行多2里路。
And our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your reminder that you want us to go extra mile for you.
有時我哋真係好難嘅去做到呢件嘅事，
And we know that it's very difficult to carry it out.
因為有時我哋真係嘅係可能我哋真係成日淨係睇住我哋自己。
Quite often we only focus on ourselves.
所以我哋真係有時可能甚至到想去做呢樣嘢嘅時候，環境各方面都唔能夠容許我哋咁樣做。
Even though we like to do it, yet because of our environment or situation, it's very difficult for us to do it.
主啊，我哋真係嘅懇求你自己加添我哋嘅信心，
And again, please strengthen our faith.
加添我哋愛住你自己嘅心。
And again, give us an extra love towards you.
無論係為別人、為肢體、為教會都好，都願意嘅行出呢個嘅第二里路。
So be willing to go extra mile for you, for the church, and for members of the church as well as for others.
所以我哋咁樣做，因為我哋好想去討你自己嘅喜悅。
The reason we do it is just want to please you.
當然我哋做唔係話一定係真係要攞到你俾我哋嘅獎賞，
Again, it's not because we only focus on the reward,
但係我哋感謝你，因為你講過你必定會將你嘅獎賞賜俾我哋。
but only want to give thanks to you because you're willing to give us our reward.
我哋所行出第二里路嗰陣就可以影響到我哋整個人嘅人生，
And again, we're willing to go an extra mile because it can affect whole life.
甚至要影響咗別人嘅生命，
It also can affect others' life.
甚至影響咗整個嘅世界。
It can affect the whole world.
主求你幫我哋，
Please help us
將我
out.
哋眼睛係睇 投注喺你嘅身上邊。
Help us to focus our vision on you alone.
無論人哋點樣講都好，
No matter what people have said
點樣期望都好，
and what others' expectations
讚唔
are,
讚我哋都好，
whether people can praise us or not,
知唔知道都好，
whether they know it or not,
我哋都願意嘅，係為咗你而行出呢個嘅第二步。
we're willing to do it just for you.
希望呢個你將佢成為我哋人生嘅目標。
And again, help us to be our goal in life.
主啊，我哋求你祝福我哋，用呢個咁樣嘅係行多一呢度去祝福我哋。
And again, please use this go extra mile for you as a life philosophy to bless us.
主啊，我哋咁樣嘅禱告係奉我哋主耶穌得勝名字祈求。
In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.
我哋唱一首咧就241首嘅係All for Jesus 應該係。咁咧我都有啲時歌嘅，但係咧我都我哋可以打開呢個嘅生命聖詩啦。呢個咧都係生命聖詩嘅歌。This song was also from our hymns of life. 461.